It's we made it. We made it to the end of the week, and we're here. Usually, I go live with my Fire at Will podcast on Fridays, or at least I'm trying to make it an every other week kind of thing. But haven't been able to recently for myriad reasons, and just want to go live here. I'm live on Facebook and live on YouTube, and not live on LinkedIn yet. You guys are going to get the after show, but just want to say hi. And, talk about a couple things real quick, give you a couple ideas. If you're a small business owner, if you have a company, if you're managing the marketing for a company, want to talk about a couple things. I'm finding that this time where we're in between, full on shutdown and not shut down, to be one of the most challenging, difficult times for marketing, for running a business, for talking to people. And how are you guys feeling? I really want to know this. And please write in the comments and let me know, because I'd love to get a sense of if everybody's having the same kind of issue. But, business as usual is easy. We can do that. Full on quarantine was not easy, but understandable. But this kind of halfway thing is kind of interesting, because everybody has their own opinion about what should be done. Everyone has their own life experiences. Everyone has people that they've lost, or people who some people haven't lost anyone through this. Some people are immune compromised, or not immune, or have someone that they love that they're maybe living in the same house with that's immune compromised. So there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on. So it requires all of us to have grace during this time, and to understand other people's perspective, and to not think ours is exclusively the only perspective. But I've struggled with just figuring out where's that place to say, hey, we're back in business. And this is not really for our company. I mean, I do a lot of coaching with small businesses, and I've helped several companies kind of navigate through this and through this situation, especially. And so for us, we could, quite frankly, we're fine for the next year. We're good. But for my clients, it's just been interesting. It's been interesting, just kind of like just feeling it out. It's a very sensitive time. It reminds me of, kind of like post 9/11 type atmosphere, where I don't know. It's just like there's a sobriety about it, and there's a carefulness we have to do with our marketing. So I'd love to know what you guys are experiencing. Truly, please just put it in the comment section below. But so everything's good here, and I think. The thing maybe that I would like to challenge everybody, and apologies if this is me rambling, but something I've been trying to do, and I'm not bragging on myself, it's just an encouragement to you. If you have a special talent, if you have an ability, maybe your company does something that could be of help to companies that are perhaps struggling through this, consider helping out however you can. So, obviously, we don't want to undervalue our companies, and we don't want to, do a bunch of free work and all that. But there are companies that are truly hurting and could use a little extra help. So that's something that we've been doing as we can, and helping charities out, and some restaurants and that sort of thing. And I'm not doing it for notice. I'm not doing it for anybody to pat me on the back or any kind of award, other than I just love small business, and I want these companies, and I want these nonprofits and these organizations that we work with to succeed. And I believe that these companies can thrive during this time. I really can. They really can. And so that's kind of be my challenge and my encouragement to you. I should probably mute my computer. My encouragement to you is just, if you got a special skill, maybe you see somebody that's really just in need, hurting, just say, hey, can I help you? Become a mentor. Maybe it's just expertise. Maybe it's just you've been down the road. It's a sad fact, but most businesses that are started within 10 years shut their doors. I think it's like around 70-80%. And there was a test or a survey sent out to these owners of these companies that failed and said, hey, what was the number one reason why your company failed? And people gave a myriad of reasons, but one of the reasons was that their product wasn't needed in the market. And I thought that was interesting. I think it's interesting for two things. First, that someone would create a product that's not needed. Secondly, that that their business was so tied to that product that their product not being needed would shutter their entire business. And I think innovation is important any day of the week. It's what makes us survive. It allows our businesses to thrive and get past that 10-year mark. But beyond that, it's important for businesses to iterate, when there's crisis, and not just hunker down and say this is who we are and this is what we do and nothing's going to change us. Businesses should be open to change at any time, whether there's a crisis or not, whether there's a pandemic or not. One of the great examples of innovation is Netflix. When Netflix first came on the scene, they were doing mail DVDs. They just mailed DVDs to your house. And if the people who started Netflix said, that's our business, that's what we do, that's the only thing we do. We are DVD mailers, and as long as there's a post office and as long as there's a DVD player in a home, we're going to mail DVDs to people. Well, if they did that, they'd be out of business. But they said, no, we are in the entertainment business. We are in the movie showing delivery business. We deliver movies. It doesn't matter if it's DVD or if it's live streaming through the internet. So, innovation is always important. Staying true to yourself, obviously, staying true to your values is important. But other than that, everything is on the table. So there's a book I wanted to share with you before I go. Thanks for your patience. This book is fantastic. It's called The Lean Startup, and it talks about how a startup can survive regardless of what happens. And the key to it, I'll give you the spoiler, is innovation and innovating quickly, and discovering what works and what doesn't work, not getting married to something very, and just being willing to change, being willing to adapt. And this book has a great analogy in it, and I'll probably go into this in another video because I have this whole series that I'm working on. But the analogy is, when we're starting a company or we're growing a company, we think of our company as a rocket heading to the moon. And if you think about what NASA has to do, or SpaceX, as they're working on the delivery of this rocket, I think Saturday they're launching. But everything has to be calculated. It has to launch at a certain time. It has to have every system perfectly in place. They can't be off by even a small degree, or they're going to miss their target. And there's going to be issues. But our businesses, a lot of entrepreneurs approach a business or approach a new product like it's a rocket, where we have to decide everything. We have to figure everything out. And before we figure, there's nothing we can do before we figure it out. We have to figure everything out, get the rocket launched, and then when the rocket launches and the product's launched, everything's going to run perfectly. But unlike the scientists who know the rotation of the Earth, and they have all these things that they can predict. Business is unpredictable. Who could predict a pandemic, for instance? Who can predict your competition opening next door? Who can predict a new product that someone else starts that competes with yours, or just a myriad of things. The thing we should think about, instead of our business being a rocket, we should think of it as a car. Now, if you're driving to a grocery store, you don't think of all the variables. You don't say, okay, I'm going to accelerate for 3 seconds, and then I'm going to ease off the gas, and then I'm going to hit the brake, and then we'll stop at the stop sign. I'm going to turn left after pausing for 5 seconds. Because even in that moment, there's variables. There could be someone crossing the road in front of you. There could be a car that's coming by, and you have to wait for the car. A lot of things happen. So with a car, we're always adjusting. We have an engine. We have 4 wheels. We have a destination. But other than that, we're winging it, right? We're just going along and with whatever factors we have as they're inputted to us. We are reacting and dealing with the situation. And if you think of your business, if you think any kind of new product as a car and not a rocket, it gives you freedom. It gives you freedom to say, hey, there's certain things I have figured out, and there's certain things I know I want to do. But then I recognize there's a lot of other things that I don't know, and there's a lot of challenges that wait for me ahead that I'm not sure of, and so I'm open to launching and adapting as quickly as possible. I'm open to changing when I need to change, to saying, no, this is our core values, when I need to say this is our core values. But, finding what works and what doesn't work quickly, I think is important. So I've kind of rambled a little bit. In summary, I really want to know how everybody's doing. I think secondly, if there's any way I can help you, if there's something you're like, well, I'm really struggling with this video concept, or maybe there's some marketing thing or branding thing that you're struggling with, just shoot me a private message, and let's chat about it. And I can't help everybody. I can't help, but I'll help you if I can. So, and then if you're looking for a good book to read, The Lean Startup, it's really good. We're all rockets, or we're all cars. We're not rockets. But anyway, hope everybody has a great weekend. It's my daughter's birthday, so I'm excited to go see her and hang out with the family. So it's going to be a little bit of a longer weekend for me. But I hope everybody's well, and I'll see you Monday.